I'll get to chapter 10 today, and then I'll finish it tomorrow. I suppose we don't. Yeah. I suppose we can't ignore this any longer. Oh, it seems we're all thinking the same thing then, right? I believe so. Perhaps, maybe. Maybe I just thought of something and wanted to ask if it was a bother, if they mind. I suppose we are. I think I'm on the same boat. So, with that said, um, yes? Sorry to intrude. I know it's quite disrespectful and rude and illogical. Quite disrespectful and rude for us to barge into a lady's room like this. But there's a conversation that we must talk about. If if you don't mind, if you can give us a few moments of your time, that's perfectly all right. After all, everybody has just arrived moments ago. I see. So it seems that everybody has already noticed. Good. Well, if we were to be together all day like that, and it wasn't a today isolated incident, too.特にマシちゃんは一緒にいるの年季が違うだろうし、そうですね。It says, yeah, especially Mash Chan here. Your age, aka you're a veteran of together with him. After all, I agree. Yeah, this is currently not the norm circumstances that's happening now. Hmm. Okay, then let us all come to a large conclude. Let's all come to a large answer and start jotting down from there. For some odd reason, Urashgogol has turned into a beast. エレシキガルがビーストになっている。See, yeah, エレシキガルがビーストになっている。マスターはおそらくパッションリップもその事実を認めているが、Master, I believe Passion Lip as well, have understand and comes to term with this truth, but for some odd reason, they're trying to hide it from us. Are, yeah, am I right so far? Nods. Have we all shared our information? Now let's start. This discussions and meetings will talk about exactly what we just stated, how we're going to act from here on out, and what we should do about it. Raise his hand straight up. Go ahead. Um, this is my personal decision and my judgment, and it's not something that I want to enforce all of you to follow as well. However, I believe I have my stance, and I would like to say it right here, right now. I think we shouldn't interfere with it or not not to get involved at all, in my opinion. Oh, what do you mean by that? I believe the fact that Master realizes the irregularity, but keeping it us out of the loop, perhaps, is because I believe it's a conversation that's not worth doing, or even worse, that a demerit exists if it gets blown out of proportion. I think he has judged that as so, and I perceive it that way. It says if a circumstances were to occur where the situation will get better if they were to let us know about it, I believe Master and Miss Ereshkigal would not hesitate to tell us what's happening right away. Um, After all, those two will always have kindness first and separate and act on the matter of goodwill. And with that being said, I have a certain confirmation of things. Well, if you think about the opposite, it's a situation that is so out of hand, and because they know that it's so out of hand, they're just keeping it quiet, right? And so even their side is they don't know what happened, nor do they have any strings of salute any strings to solve this problem whatsoever. I think that's the good judgment call to see. I think that's the proper way to think of it. If Masta wants to have our cooperations to come up with a answer as a result to clear the situation, he would do it without hesitation. It says, but now that we've come to the conclusion that we all realize the circumstances, if that's the case, we now have to come up with a solution of the problem. Mm, I agree. We need to do our very best to avoid. We need to do our very best to avoid a incident problem that we won't be able to take back or cause a fatal error. Well, fatal, fatal problematic situation. So we should definitely prepare ourselves just in case any of this were to happen. マスターのサーバントのしてのマスターのカルディアのサーベントとして私たちが当然ながらそうすべき。Yeah. As a Karudia's servant and master's servant, we definitely should do what needs to be done in a natural form. But even if we have to do what must be done, I believe we should still keep the facade of not not found out the current situation. 私たちが気づいているということをマスターたちに気づかれない方がいいでしょう. So essentially, Mash is saying, hey, I believe we should still keep up a facade. We should still not acknowledge Urashkogul as beast, and we should not, we should just let it go. I really wonder why this happened. As I've stated, I believe there might be a demerit factor implemented in if Master has decided, yeah, 先ほど話したマスターが判断されたデメリットも関するかと. Yeah, there's a possibility that there's a demerit factor being played involved somehow. In my honesty, from my perspective and from my point of view, I believe I see the same demerit coming forth. For an example, even if we and Master will have a conversation about Miss Ereshkigal, and even if we were to share the information, all of us together, if that's the case, I believe Master would now go on full throttle to try to fix this solution once and for all. No matter what the reason may be or the thoughts may be, even a situation that might lead to no answer, And Miss Ereshkigal herself might change movement patterns at this rate as well. There's a possibility that she would also leave from our vicinity as a possibility. Therefore, I know this is very blatant and rude things to say out loud, but the possibility is so high to end the summer here and now situation if they probably were to acknowledge it. Ah, that truly is a problem, isn't it? Even though we properly never talk to each other. So everybody knows in this room that Masta, aka Toramakaski, everybody understands that this break, this vacation, and importance of this vacation is a necessity and absolute important to master. Correct? Ah, yeah. He, she did have some problematic circumstances in these recent times. I would sincerely hope he would get refreshed from the bottom of his heart. Master always is very responsible. To be honest, a little too responsible. So, if he had to choose a necessity over break, I believe he would choose the necessity in a blink of an eye. Yes, in this current situation, specifically, the fact that even Master, even at a summer vacation time, willing to take yeah, willing to take Dubai as a break is a probably see and wants us to enjoy Dubai. きっと私たちにドバイを楽しめせようという心遣いがあゆゆえだと思います。So yeah, essentially, Protag wants servants to enjoy Dubai. If we were to deny that factor if we were to deny that factor and be serious, this entire summer break would all be for naught. And he would instantly move and act as Karadea's master accordingly. Even if he doesn't want to, he will do what's necessary. So, the requirement for master, aka him, to enjoy summer vacation is a requirement necessary that we are enjoying ourselves, correct? So we can't be figured out that we found out this problematic circumstances. Am I on the right page? That is correct. It says here, we would like to at least put up a facade to make it so that it's a bit more convincing. So we must do our own best to enjoy our summer vacation to the fullest. Perhaps maybe enjoy the summer songs that Master will be enthralled, and he'll enjoy himself to the point that perhaps maybe we'll be able to come up with a solution secretly in the back. Is the ideal situation here. それはあるいはマスターに対する裏切りで嘘になるかもしれませんが、it says, however, being so secrecy, it would be a lie that would be telling to our master in breach of trust. But, so what? What's a relationship without a lie or two? Isn't it uncomfortable and weird and gross if it's not one or two lies? If you were to ask me, will I ever not lie to Mistress Consort you? I'd say that's not true. Even after self imploding or self exploding, even after her self explosion and she became a little tiny on the shoulder side, I would always let her know that it's the same and she'll be fine. After all, tiny consort use cute too. Hmm, I see. I'll probably take that perspective into motion as well. Of course, as a Karadea's servant, I will become a necessary weapon in order to deal with things master 1-to-1 and fight it. But that is in the worst case scenario. Thank you very much. So Percival is like, I'll follow your lead, Mash, but if shit hits the fan, I will be a servant fighting it, even if it has to be 1v all. And yes, if the situation and circumstances were to change and truly became in a dangerous phenomena, I believe Master himself will probably change the situation and we will just follow through. Currently, I don't think now is the time. Understood. So, what are we going to do starting tomorrow then? Specifically. So, going tourism and gather information? I guess it didn't change, huh? Hmm. I think it's just best if we just don't think about it too hard. It says we still have no clue why Ereshkigal became a beast as a factual statement, but we probably have a couple of suspects at hand. Now that this city has a beast alarm system information blaring out left and right, I believe the girl, I believe the ruler of the girl doesn't know what's happening here. Phoebe, correct? Yes. No matter what our circumstances may be, we definitely need to talk to her. I says just because we go to the fountain side in front of the berated gate, I don't think we'll be able to meet Miss Beebe. So, in order to meet Miss Beebe once and for all, and as certain as one method, that specific mission, huh? Yes. I believe Master has came with the same conclusion and continuing the tour as planned, perhaps. Humma. And if that's the case, we must continue the same tour as well, huh? Well, I think it's time we wrap ourselves up. If that's okay with everyone, if we could gather around once more here tomorrow as well. If there's any improvement or an additional information that we could all be shared for, please report to me. That said, uh, and to sum it all up, our current objective is to identify the mystery of why Miss Ereshkigal has turned into a beast, and why Master can't talk about it. Simultaneously, clearing the Dubai tour missions. That'll be our three main objectives. Especially the second objective requires a lot of ad lib and ad lib strength necessity. I'll do my very best to follow up with everybody's wording, so please, if can, everybody will be in your care, and let's do this. I wonder if Mash is gonna be a master. That'd be pretty cool. BB Hakuno Zabi, BB Hakuno Zabi Mash Master. I guess that's five, and we got five sections, so that could work out.